gave them lots of problems. They gave you lots of problems. Why did it end up being that epic end-to-end game that we saw?
Good advert for the Premier League, so both teams want to try to do quality players and ability to keep the ball, to drive with the ball many meters, so you have to defend deep but in general we're really pleased. So nothing to regret. So we did everything we could do better. Some mistakes, but they happen when the opponent bring you in the in these conditions, the high level. But happy for the. We were close, but 8 minutes extra time, 9 minutes extra time is almost, a lot of time. And I think it's fair result because we have our momentum, especially when the 2-3, not to have 2 or 3 transitions that could kill the game because still 30 minutes to play. But in that moment we were close, it was control, and after we made some bad decisions or good decisions for them, and we dropped.
I had the feeling throughout the match almost, like I think within 3 or 4 minutes you called Haaland over to relay a message to Alvarez, and then I think Diaz came over a little bit later, Walker, changed Grealish for Doku quite early in the second half. I just had the feeling that you were trying to maybe fix something or figure something out to give your team greater control.
Yeah, simply. Yeah, always we have to think about it, what we can do and getting better. But guys, if people expect what we have done, we come here for to win 0-7. That is it is not going to happen. So they try to rebuild from new era from Chelsea. They everyone the players that they have and they have a top quality team. So we knew it and we compete and still have this desire, hungry. So in that terms, no complaints.
The ex-City lads caused you some problems, didn't they? Raheem Sterling and Cole Palmer.
Yeah, they are really good players. And both they want more and they decide to come here.
Yeah, I mean, Chelsea have got a lot of quality in midfield. Was it a real challenge to try and control midfield today?
Always, like chess. You control the middle, so you control the game. So, but they have, listen, when the middle have Gallagher, Caicedo, and Enzo and Cole when drop, or Raheem come more inside and can keep the ball and run. So they are so dangerous. So they are a really, really good team. So there's no doubt here. Liverpool couldn't win. Arsenal, they were much, much better than Arsenal, and at the end, Arsenal drew at the end. So it's Chelsea, go away, and the people believe. So I'm not going to say what Chelsea has done to do what they are right now as a team. And it's getting better because the teams they play good with a physicality, they have talent, they have speed, they have bench, they have a lot of things. So Chelsea is built what they have done and decide to do for the next years to be there. I always have been. So important is. We went to national break, top of the league. I couldn't expect after the Arsenal game when we lost, and we were qualified for the Champions League. We're top of the league. Where we come from, wow, that is really, really good. And now we rest. Hopefully they can bat fit, and the next games that they are really, really tough.
So overall, were you reasonably happy with your team's performance? We just had Rodri in for an interview, and he said it just became a bit their type of game, a bit transition heavy.
You have to know something. Always I'm happy at that team. We'll be not polite and not respectful of the players that they have done for me, for our club, for many, many years. I will not be happy. Yeah, we were close. Yeah, but this type of games that it just make the difference. Our 4 goals in deflection, and the 4 goal we have to board it because we have the ball, and we lose it because we lose it, and you have to keep it. And that teams when you lose is simple balls with the speed that they have, and the transition is always difficult. And but in general, I'm pleased. Always I'm pleased.
Thank you.
You're very welcome.
Well, they are out in front. That was always going to be the case, whatever happened here, pretty much, barring a miracle. But they are now 1 point clear of Liverpool and Arsenal. Just 2 points between the top 4, 3 between the top 5 clubs after 12 games. What conclusions can we draw from 12 games, do we think? Are there any chinks in the armour moving forward? Are they just luring everybody else in?
I've still got that feeling. I must say that. I do think that Manchester City are still a level above Liverpool and Arsenal right now. Now, that might change over the next sort of 4 or 5 months as those teams grow. Certainly Liverpool, they've got a lot of new players. But City, no, it just still feels like we haven't seen the real City this season and they're still top of the league. That's what I would say.
I think the the centre half moving into midfield. So Akanji was doing that role today, but I don't think anyone's really mastered it as much as John Stones. And when you put a defender in there, it's not just on the ball. You know, it's off the ball as well. So the reason I have him to go in there is to win the ball back early. At times, it just felt sometimes like from the midfield and the back, it was too easy for Chelsea to exploit that space. If it was one negative I could give to Man City.
Have you seen anything, Daniel, either today or across the first 12 games that makes you think they are not on course for a unprecedented fourth successive league title?
No, I agree with Jamie, to be honest, and Michael. I think we haven't seen the best of them yet. You know, we're used to seeing them, you know, probably play teams completely off the park. They've shown flashes of it, but as you said, they're still top of the league. So it's so early in the season, but to see them consistently get results, you know, they've got injuries. KDB's Kevin De Bruyne is the biggest name that they're missing right now, and to have him back, I'm sure they'll be overjoyed later on in the season as well.
But when you look at that league table, it's a great league table. You know, in that City haven't sort of moved away from everybody. I know it's still early in the season, but you know, in some ways that was a really good result for the league. And I always like a league table where there's just a point between each sort of position. And listen, as the season goes on, those gaps will grow. Whether you know the top four,
and the top two meet first game back.
Yeah, of course, that's the one next. And why shouldn't Liverpool go there and believe that they can be in this tight race? They are the one team, let's be honest about it, who have really pushed Manchester City over these last few years. But it is a new Liverpool team. But they could still be Manchester City's biggest challenges because they've got players and a manager who've been there before.
Chelsea still with a lot to do. Brilliant performance today, but they're 10 points outside the top four. That has to be the Davison.
Well, Maurizio, for the second time in a week, it's an unbelievable game of football you've given us. You look really calm, but on the touchline, you must have been through every emotion.
Yes, it's true, because that is why we always said that the Premier League is the best league in the world. And yes, if we want to build something special here in Chelsea, it's in this way that we need to play and feel the game. I think it was another unbelievable game, scoring 4 goals again, and again a team that is for me the best on the world. And yes, it's good to go to the international break with this feeling.
So you said before the match you wanted to be protagonists, you wanted to get on the front foot, cause them problems. How were you able to cause them as many issues as you did?
Well, I think the approach of the game was really good. I think we were brave. We were thinking always to try to think on the opponent goal. That is the idea of football. That is the idea of mentality. I think yes, I am so proud. I am so happy because I think the players never give up. Always work for more. And then in a tough moment in the last minutes, I think the reaction of the team was amazing, and the players. That is why deserve all the credit.
With Cole Palmer sort of tucking in to make it a 4, were you able to give them a lot of problems in midfield?
Yes, because he's a player that understands the game and use the half positions. They play very well, very good in between the line and to create confusion to the opponent. He always give option to play and find the free man, you know. And yes, he's a player that we were talking before. No, he's this playmaker that link all the things, all the teammates, and make the team to look good.
Of course, it wouldn't be a Premier League game at the moment without a bit of controversy. Started and ended in controversy. We could see you weren't happy with their penalty, and we could see you weren't happy again at the end. Should we start with that first incident, the penalty? What are your thoughts?
No, I think maybe I crossed the limit because I was so emotional there on the touchline. I want to say apologize to everyone and the referee because yes, and then I realized, and then when I was on the
you're talking about full time now.
Sorry?
You're talking about your reaction at full time, are you?
Yes, at full time. But yes, I was really active during the game. No, I think he's trying to help, no, and to encourage the player to keep going, keep moving, being brave, you know, going forward, and knowing that we face a team that is an amazing team.
Do you think you might look back on this as a breakthrough week? You had your 4-1 win at Spurs. You've gone toe to toe with champions today. In the same way, there was that game against Villa, wasn't there, for Tottenham, that you always look back on and thought that was the moment where the project took hold. Was this the week the project at Chelsea took hold?
I think it's yes. I think this type of game, I think, provide us the capacity to believe, and then of course we are going to face teams that they are going to play completely different than Tottenham or Manchester City. We need to play another game also, no, and being competitive, being without the space, and to build and have more patience. Yeah, but that is provide the team and the player good knowledge about themselves and about your teammate and the team. That is in the process. It's a process to build up and downs, but that is the way that we want to build and the way that we want to play and the way that we want to challenge this big team like Manchester City tonight.
Thanks, Maurizio. Well done.
You're welcome.
Wow.
Yeah, wow, indeed. And we were just discussing